The light fades with death's cold embrace. You've already been zipped and tagged. Struggle as you might, it will not help. No one can break out of the body bag. Here to oversee the autopsy, your hosts, Chris Thomas and Broke Rider Dave.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Body Bag Podcast. We're your hosts, Broke Rider Dave and Chris Thompson.
Did you just call me Chris Thompson?
I did. Let's redo that.
Nope, screw it. Just leave it. I don't care.
It's been a long day.
Just leave it.
I've been up since like 3:30.
I'm recording this in the dark, like Gollum right now. No take twos.
No take twos. All right.
No take twos. We're doing it live. I'm your co-host Chris Thompson here.
I only said that because right when I was doing it, I got a text on my phone from someone whose last name is Thompson, and I read that as I was doing the intro.
All right. So this is your host Chris Thompson and Dave Horny. So
this is gonna be a fun episode, and today we are doing my top 10 favorite creature features.
I kind of wanted to have you do this one all the way since we first started these things. I don't know why it took me so long to get you to do creature features.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it's also because the upcoming Friday I'm going to the my new monthly tradition of going to the planetarium for these like B movie these B movie like movies from like the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. And
yeah.
This upcoming one I'm gonna go see is like the something Claw. It's like from the 1970s. It's one of those movies that looks like it would be reviewed by Mystery Science Theater. So maybe I was just in that kind of mood.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun list to make.
Let's go ahead and get to your list because I'm excited for it.
Well, first off, I want to say something. I did have a little bit of a internal struggle because on merit alone, Jeepers Creepers should be on the list. But with the problem I have with what the director did, I decided to keep it off, having that little, struggle of separating art from the artist. How do you feel about that?
Well, seeing as how other people have taken over that franchise, I think that you could have put it on it.
Yeah, like I'll probably go see the new one when it comes out.
Because I don't know anything about. I mean, we had to review Cropsy, and that was written by Weinstein.
That's where my struggle is, because I always I love Scream. Yeah.
At some point, you have to kind of separate the two. I know it's kind of hard. I'm the same way.
Picking where to draw like the line.
I would have said just keep it in there, but it's your list, and I understand.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, good movie, but
not a good guy.
Yeah, so for that, it is not going to be on this list.
Well, there's plenty of others to choose from.
Exactly. And to get us started, I'm going with a sci-fi original.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this movie is so ridiculous, but I loved it so much. It's called The Hive.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. And when I, saw it, I think it was on Paramount Plus, I found it. And I thought it was going to be about bees. Nope.
Is it like a hive mind, kind of like The Faculty or something?
No, it is about ants.
Oh, well, insects.
Yeah, ants gaining, like, self-awareness, I guess, and, like, all the ants joining together, trying to take over an island.
Mm-hmm. Wait, oh, no, never mind. I'm thinking of a different movie. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, it's just such a ridiculous premise.
Well, I mean, it certainly sounds like something that would be a sci-fi original, like killer ants that take over an island.
And it's like when people get eaten by the ants, you just see millions of ants in like a wave cover them, and then next thing you know, it's all bones.
Like the scarabs from The Mummy.
Basically, yeah. I mean, the CGI was not good in this at all, but it is a sci-fi original, so it's kind of what you sign up for.
I might one of these days just have to sit at home on one of my days off and have a sci-fi original series just marathon.
That would be a lot of fun. Like, if we ever have a day where we're both off, just get on Instagram Live and live stream us watching sci-fi originals.
I'm down for it.
Right, and that will do it for The Hive.
I thought you were about to say that does it for my list. I was like, damn.
That is the list. One movie, The Hive.
There's only one good creature feature, and it's the ant movie movie. All other ones suck.
All right, number 9, 47 meters down uncaged. And this is a shark movie. It's about a group of scuba divers who are going down some underwater caves, and they get trapped in there by a giant shark. While making this list, I realized I really enjoy watching people get eaten by sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you just get a lot of those deaths in this movie, and the story is actually pretty decent.
I've only seen like maybe 2 or 3 shark movies: Deep Blue Sea and Jaws, and Sharknado.
I completely forgot about Deep Blue Sea for this list, so I know that's not going to be on here, but that is another great shark movie.
Little honorary mention.
Yeah, a little honorary mention. I don't know if this was a straight to DVD movie or not.
Well, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that like, not that means anything, but I'm just saying I never heard of it.
I know the first one, 47 Meters Down, is the first one in the franchise. That one was a theatrical release. And I didn't see this movie until like a couple months ago, and I just randomly found it on Amazon Prime. But it's like, I didn't recognize like any of the actors or actresses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it might be a straight to DVD movie, but pretty good.
All right, well, I don't know how much I'm into shark movies. I don't know, not that they're bad or anything. I don't know. It's just I guess maybe the sea isn't necessarily my favorite setting for a horror movie.
Well, I've always been a fan of the water. Like I was on the
I love the
swim
water.
team. Yeah, I was on the swim team in high school, and I just love being out in the water. So.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. Number 8, Arachnophobia.
Yeah, you can
From
keep
1989.
Yeah, you can keep that one.
I literally just rewatched this movie yesterday. Oh, it's so good.
I don't screw with spiders.
Yeah, I know you don't. I mean, it's starring Jeff Bridges.
Bridges, I love the dude, but still not enough to make me watch it.
Dan Goodman was so amazing in this movie. He was hilarious.
I'll have
like
to
it's
take
horror
your word
movie,
for
yeah.
it.
Kathy Bates is in it too. But
I mean,
yeah.
It's a damn shame because I like these actors, but I can't bring myself.
That's actually what I thought when watching this movie. I'm like, oh man, if this movie wasn't about spiders, I think Chris would really enjoy this because the actors in here.
I went and saw the last Jackass movie, and there's a thing that involves a tarantula, and me and the girl sitting behind me were both like, like, oh, I can't look at this.
So basically, it is about a doctor who moves to a country town, and this doctor has like extreme arachnophobia, and this small little country town is getting overrun by spiders from Venezuela.
And I just heard recently that like some special kind of webbed flying spiders are like making its way up the East Coast now. Now I don't know if that's true, or my sister sent me like that information, and she loves messing with me, so I don't know how true that is. So I mean, if it is, that's like my,
Yeah. I don't mind spiders too much, but a flying spider?
Oh, I've always known that I
don't fuck with that.
I've always known that they existed. It's like there's spiders that have like webbing in between their like legs, and they don't fly, they like glide. They can like jump off of trees. But I thought that was some stuff
like
that
rainforest bullshit.
Like rainforest, or Australia, you just keep them over there, with all the other things that are trying to like kill us. So it was always so far away, and I didn't have to necessarily deal with it. But if they are making their way this way, man, like
Chris is like, give us the murder hornets instead.
I would gladly, actually, in all honesty.
Yeah. It's like, get these fucking spiders out of here. Yeah, I mean, I would not want to deal with flying spiders.
I mean, I am not brave at all when it comes to that.
No shame in that, man.
No, 100% shame. Like I all semblance of kind of like manliness or bravery like goes right out the window, and I would probably act very shameful if something came. I would knock over women, children, the elderly.
Yeah, see, I grew up in a house where my mom's boyfriend had a pet tarantula, so kind of got conditioned to not be so frightened by him. But if I saw like a tarantula walking around in the wild, I probably would fuck with it, because that one's probably not fanged. But to move on to number 7, The Descend.
Okay.
Have you seen this one?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I get really claustrophobic. That's like one of my fears. So like seeing him get stuck and lost in a cave cave and then being hunted down by creatures or critters.
Like getting stuck inside something where you can't move is just awful.
And this movie does play pretty well on that type of fear. And I would not go like cave exploring. I would be terrified of getting lost in a cave.
Like, I hate being too like bound when I'm like sleeping. Like if I have like too much covers where I can't even move, I just get uncomfortable. Even in a comfortable setting like my bed, I can't like just get too bound. I just am like,
Oh god, yeah. I can't imagine when you're in a situation where you're in a cave and you're lost, don't know which way to go, and
Nothing
then you
good
start
ever
getting
comes from
haunted.
being in a cave. So
And then the one girl accidentally kills her friend. Just compounds the situation, makes it even worse. I'm trying to put myself in that situation. You're just trying to fight off these things, trying to hunt you down, and you accidentally kill one of your friends. Like, oh,
sorry, bro.
yeah, that's rough. But natural selection. Only the strong survive in this setting.
Did you watch both endings?
No.
Now I forget. So what? How did it end for the version that you saw?
She like came out of the caves, like what was it, like through like moss or something in the ground.
So she got out.
Yeah.
I think there was a different version of that where she got out and everything like that, and she made it out, and then it turned out that she actually like bumped her head, and her getting out was just a hallucination, and she's actually still in the cave.
Oh God,
That
is terrible.
She got knocked out like fighting off these things, and she hallucinated getting out, and then she like came to, and she was still stuck in the cave with all those things.
Oh, that is awful right there. To get out, to think you made it out alive, and then realize you're stuck.
That's like That's like along the lines of like The Mist in terms of like, oh man, that sucks as an ending. Not sucks as in it's a bad ending, but sucks like, man, that sucks for you.
Yeah, that's just a rough way to go right there. All your hope right there is gonna be sucked out. All right.
Just stay out of caves.
Yeah, do not go into caves, everybody. That will bring us to number 6, Anaconda.
Okay, seen that one.
I mean, I didn't rewatch it for this, but it's been a few years, but it's such a good movie. I think it's one of the first movies with Jennifer Lopez.
I was gonna say, is that the one with J-Lo, Ice Cube, John Voight, and all that?
Yeah, because this came out in like 96, 97.
I think that's one where I've seen it once in its entirety, and then whenever it was on, I would only catch bits and pieces. I don't think I've sat down and watched it from start to end in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, seen it start to end a couple times.
John Voight gets puked up, and he's just sitting there covered in, looking like he's covered in afterbirth, just covered in like whatever innards from the anaconda.
I remember seeing this movie as a kid, and then after that, for the longest time, I was afraid of snakes.
I love snakes. Snakes are like the opposite of spiders in terms of like dangerous creatures. I actually really like snakes.
Like, now they don't bother me, but also I don't fuck them. Like, don't ask me to hold your snake because I don't want to.
That's not an innuendo, by the way.
Yeah, this is literally talking about actual snakes. I do not want to touch a snake.
That's, in all honesty, if like I'm getting a different apartment sometime later on this year, and if I were, I'd probably get a snake before I got like a dog or anything like that, just because I don't know. I don't know. I just like having like a python or something.
Yeah, if I was gonna get like a reptile pet, I'd probably get like a iguana. Cause those are just pretty chill, kind of just hang out. And I'd also freak the fuck out if my pet snake got out.
I had a milk snake one time back in high school, and it came home and it found a way to open up its cage and get out.
Yeah.
Never found it. Never found the body or anything. I think that it's a friggin' basilisk right now, just like lurking in our pipes somewhere for the past like decade. I don't know. I just never found it.
Yeah, it's out wreaking havoc out in Virginia Beach right now.
It's turned into like a 18-foot long, huge snake that just goes through the pipes and kills muggles.
All right, now we are in the top 5, and my number 5 movie has been on a list I've done before. Howl.
Oh yeah.
Werewolves on a Train, baby.
Werewolves on a Train.
Yeah, gotta love some werewolves on a train.
Still haven't seen it, but I mean, it sounds good. Werewolves on a Train.
So once again, you're in a confined space trying to fight something off.
In the realm of like werewolves, what are these good werewolves? Because you've had like Van Helsing werewolves, werewolves from like American Werewolf in London, all the way to, I just mentioned Harry Potter a second ago reference. They had a werewolf in it. Like how do these werewolves rank up?
I liked them. I want to say like they go like pretty much like almost like full wolf on 2 legs and just massive. So I'd rank them up there pretty high. I mean, the effects doing the werewolves is pretty good too. So I'd also say, and if werewolves did exist in places I would not want to fight a werewolf, I think Train would be in my top list right there.
Well, I mean, I haven't been on a lot of trains, but it doesn't seem like there's entirely a lot of room to maneuver. So these werewolves, I gotta imagine, like, that can hardly friggin' move.
I mean, yeah, but they're like strong enough. They're like ripping the sides of the train off and ripping doors away from everything.
Are the werewolves on the outside trying to get in?
There's one inside and then like a pack outside.
Oh, so I'm sitting here thinking like the train is getting taken over from the inside. I'm like,
No.
how are they even moving around? Like,
Yeah.
but that makes a lot more sense that like the werewolves coming from the outside, trying to get in.
Yeah, and it's like one of those movies where, you know, you get bit, you turn, so one of the passengers actually turns into one, which only makes things worse.
Maybe sometime next season we'll have to be like, all right, we're gonna just review some movies that have been on our top 10s.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That'd be a lot of fun. And then number 4, I'm gonna go with Tremors.
Yeah, that's the only one that I knew was gonna be on your list.
Yeah.
That definitely would have had to been on mine. Graboids would have definitely been in my top 3.
Yeah, I mean, holy fuck, is Melvin annoying. Like, when
Well,
you
yeah,
did
well,
your list,
Melvin-
I was like, I forgot how annoying that kid was when you were doing your list, and I was watching her. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's
I've never wanted someone to get eaten by something so bad in my life.
But the one thing that doesn't suck is definitely the graboids themselves.
No, those are awesome. I mean, Kevin Bacon in this movie was great too. I forgot how good his performance was.
They're under the damn ground.
Yeah.
Shame that he didn't return for any of the subsequent films.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they did, as they continued it, they did make Burt Gunner the like main character of the series, which that is my guy right there.
Did they? I don't think I've watched. I can't remember if I've seen the sequels or not.
Oh my god, you need to watch the sequels. They're a lot of fun.
I think I've seen 2. Cause I'm pretty sure Earl's in it, right?
Who?
Earl.
Earl. Yeah, Earl
Yeah,
is in the second one.
Yeah.
Burt is in all of them.
Okay.
And then it just becomes like after the second one, then I think the studio was like, all right, Burt Gunner is by far the most interesting character.
Yeah.
He's taken over the series from now on, and I don't know how many sequels there were. I know I've seen at least Tremors 3 and 4, and I think that they actually had like not too long ago. I think they did like a final one.
Okay. Yeah.
Like years later, they finally had Burt like come back and reprise his role for like one final one. But yeah, that's definitely one of my. That's just a fun series to watch.
Yeah. Like, I forgot Reba McEntire was in it too.
It's one of those where I know it's listed as horror, but I just find it fun.
Yeah, it's definitely like
It's kind of like The Mummy in terms of like I know that could
you're not gonna get scared, but you're gonna enjoy watching it.
Yeah, you could argue that it's a horror movie, but I'm like, yeah, but you know, if you just listen to the people talking, it's entertaining enough to hold your attention.
Yeah, basically it's only horror because it's dealing with monsters, but
I mean, the kills are. I mean, the idea of it is pretty. Like you're out in the middle of nowhere, and this giant worm thing, you know,
out in Perfection Valley.
Yeah,
population of 14.
Horror movie. I don't know what's worse. You either die or you live getting annoyed by friggin' what's his face kid.
Yeah, by Melvin.
He
should have gotten eaten.
He comes in one of the sequels.
Oh god.
And he's just as annoying.
So he doesn't mature.
No.
Number 3 is another fun movie, but I know you'll probably never watch it.
Spiders.
Yep, Eight-Legged Freaks, starring David Arquette.
Yeah, again, you know, keep that one.
Yeah, you don't like spiders now. Just imagine them being ginormous.
Now I hear, is this supposed to be like a ridiculous, like more like poking fun at movie? Is it a parody of sorts?
I wouldn't say it's a parody. It's kind of like a horror comedy, almost like I'd put it in like same category as like maybe Idle Hand.
Okay, so it's very tongue in cheek.
Yeah, very tongue in cheek. Decent kills, and the spiders look really good in this movie for when it was made. I think in
I'll take your word
2000 or 2001. Of course, there's an annoying little kid who happens to know everything about spiders. But if you're looking for just a fun movie, kick back, relax, watch, Eight-Legged Freaks is probably your movie. I mean, it has David Arquette in it, so it should be a sell right there.
I'm not saying much in this just because pretty much anything that I said is the arachnophobia thing, I could pretty much just copy and paste and say on here.
I'm just not gonna watch it.
Yeah. So yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
So you know, good for you. Enjoy your spiders.
Yeah.
I'll be over here just in my bunker freaking out about the possibility of the webbed flying spiders that are apparently making its way up the East Coast. But
maybe they'll just stay in Florida. That's where all the like crazy animals in our country seem to like to be.
It used to just be Australia, stereotypically Australia problem.
Yeah, I mean they have an entire spider season. Number 2,
down to the wire.
It was really hard to pick between 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Both are classics. I love both of these movies so much. But with number 2, I went with Jurassic Park.
Very good, very solid choice.
I mean, you can't beat a movie with dinosaurs in it and Jeff Goldblum.
Apparently you can, because this is number 2.
I mean, yeah.
Now, that came out in 1990.
6?
Is it 6? I thought it was earlier.
I think it's either like 94 or 96, I think.
Internet at my fingertips.
Oh, I was way off. 1993.
That's what I was thinking. When it said 6, I was like, I thought it was earlier. I could have sworn it was 93.
See, I thought I saw this one in theaters, but I'm thinking I saw the second one in theaters.
That one is like, when I think of a classic 90s movie, Jurassic Park is definitely one of the first that comes to mind. That's like classic Spielberg, classic 90s, classic, like you say, creature feature. That movie, 93, I would have been 2 years old or 3, depending on the
when
month
it was released. Yeah,
but so I wouldn't have seen it until like later on, closer to probably like in the 2000s, probably when I saw it, when I would have been like more like 11 or 12.
Yeah,
I wish that I could have been in the theaters on like opening day. I imagine that was probably such a cool experience.
Yeah, because you gotta think, 1993, the visuals in this movie were amazing,
blending both
CGI and practical effects.
Yeah, and it's just mwah, just
yeah, incredible job by everybody in this movie. I mean, I really want to go watch Jurassic Park now.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, I haven't seen the last one.
I haven't seen any of them with Chris Pratt in them.
I saw the first one with Chris Pratt. I know what happens in the second one. I don't know. Nothing against Chris Pratt in the movie or any of the actual actors in the movie. It's just, it's one of those things that you're not going to necessarily be able to recapture from the first one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I went to see this newest one coming out because, has the original cast coming back.
Everything from, the actors, again, believe that in the Chris Hates Kids episode, I brought the kids up, but I think I ended up giving them the ranking of they're annoying, but I understand.
Yeah.
I still maintain that not every Jurassic Park movie needs to have kids in it, because all of them had it. 1 through 3 of the original had it. The one with Chris Pratt had it, and so did the one after that. I'm like, I just think that the series could be so much more if it didn't have like, the kid's also in danger. You know what I mean?
See, I'm trying to think maybe they're trying to like balance this movie out for like kids and adults.
No, yeah, but like the first one, you have people dying in pretty gruesome ways.
Yeah.
So I would argue that it's not made for kids. It's made for teens and over.
I mean, yeah, maybe made for teens over, but probably targeted towards kids, because who's going through like giant dinosaur phases? Usually kids between 5 and like 9.
I'm telling you, the Jurassic Park wasn't made for, obviously, like, toys were made, but geared, like, you had a guy, getting torn to shreds by giant T-Rex.
Oh, I know. It's pretty gruesome, but I'm definitely saying it.
I think we'll talk about that. I want to actually save that as a talking point for another thing in terms of like kids movies and PG ratings and PG-13 ratings. I'm gonna put a pin in that, and we'll have that as a talking point for another episode.
Yeah,
but that's a good pick for number 2.
And you could probably guess what number 1's gonna be.
Scream. No. I know, just because Scream is your favorite movie, and somehow it would make it on your list.
Ghostface is definitely a creature. What are you talking about? No, number 1.
Is it The Thing?
No, it is Jaws.
Oh, when you said that I would guess, I was like, obviously The Thing, because that's like the creature. Okay, yeah, Jaws, fine, yeah. Nothing against Jaws, I love Jaws.
Yeah, no, like The Thing didn't even pop into my mind as like creature feature. I get it, it definitely is a creature feature. It doesn't really play like that. It's more about,
That's fine.
Yeah.
Again, not taking anything away from Jaws, just a good movie.
I'm coming around to The Thing. I don't hate it as much as I used to.
Now, are you really liking The Thing more, or is it because I've hounded you about it and other people have hounded you about it?
No, I feel like I'm coming around to it.
Because I'm like, what? If you're just doing it because I would respect you more if you just kept saying, nope, The Thing is a piece of garbage.
I think now that I've been more like analytical towards movies and focusing more on like subtext, I enjoy The Thing more than I used to. I think like the first time when I saw it, I was like, I don't like this. I was just like,
it was like The Mist with me.
Yeah, and I really didn't get it that much. So, but yeah, I'm definitely coming around to it now.
But Jaws.
Back to Jaws. When you say creature feature, this is like the first movie I think of.
It's one of those movies where, it's even interesting even when the shark isn't on screen.
Yeah,
the whole conversations
the
whole conversations that they have just on the boat while they're out looking for him. It's really fun. Like they're all drinking and talking while they're out looking for the shark.
Yeah.
That's really entertaining. That's it was a good thing that they had interesting characters to go along with, the actual shark movie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a big problem with a lot of shark movies nowadays is they're not getting the characters right, which they do in
That's the thing
Jaws.
that's tough because that's what a lot of horror movies just in general do, is that they're like, all right, this is a horror movie. People are only coming to see people get eaten or get killed and slashed. And now sometimes that works, but there's also treading a line where it's like, all right, well, we don't want the characters on screen to be annoying to watch because it's not all going to be killing. So they have to be like over the top and like tongue in cheek, over the top, like, you're not supposed to take them seriously. But at the same time, if you write them to the point where people are like, geez, you know what? Like, I know that they're intentionally supposed to be this way, but man, these characters are annoying. You can write a character annoying, but it's like, you don't want them like insufferable to have to sit through and watch.
Yeah. And like you said, it's probably a lot of horror, but
kind of good. A good example, the characters in Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah.
Those teenagers were written specifically stereotypical. Like,
exactly.
You're supposed to, like, just the way they talk. You're obviously supposed to sit there and be like, okay, the reason why their dialogue is so ridiculous sounding is because that's how the dialogue is in all of these kind of cheesy Cabin in the Wood,
Cabin in the Woods do the same thing with their characters.
Yes.
Like they have the stereotype for each one. Yeah.
I think that, whenever I talk about Tucker and Dale versus Evil, you kind of have to also mention Cabin in the Woods because they're kind of the same in terms of the way they poke fun at things.
Yeah.
But yeah, the characters are written that way intentionally.
Yeah.
But, Jaws is, you have the characters who are in danger, but you actually like characters.
Yeah, like they depend more on the story than they do on the kills in this movie, which I think makes it enjoyable. Like The Meg, I think is not a good movie. So I don't think there was a character in that movie I really liked.
Is it even good in terms of just like a turn your brain off and just watch this ridiculous, huge, gigantic shark movie?
No. Like it's probably the worst thing I can say about a movie. It's forgettable.
But it's Jason Statham fighting a shark. How could it go wrong?
Yeah, there's nothing about that movie that really stands out and you remember. Yeah. So The Meg is a movie I would not recommend anyone to watch.
But Jaws
is a movie I think everyone should watch.
I think that's a good way of saying how good Jaws is that it's like, don't watch this movie and don't watch this movie, and Jaws just spawns like a whole like plethora of discussions of what to do and what not to do in movies.
Exactly. Don't watch The Meg made in 2016. It's awful. Watch Jaws that was made in the 70s and still,
and made an entire generation scared to go to the beach.
Yeah, I mean, I love these movies, but I kind of hate what they do for sharks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people get more afraid of them and they start killing sharks. I think some sharks are now endangered, but we're here to talk about, endangered sharks. Here to talk about movies, and this is just one of those movies that will always take me back to my childhood days. So that's when I first saw it.
Pretty, a good way to end a solid list, both Spielberg movies.
Yeah, put the classics at the top of the list right there.
I'd say pretty good list. When I say creatures, well, other than the graboids, most of these were, other than that in The Descent, they were pretty much like animals that were rabid, or either rabid or huge. No, actually, it was pretty balanced because you had werewolves, you had Descent, you had graboids, and then you had like ants and sharks and stuff. So yeah, pretty balanced from fiction and actual things. So all right.
Yeah.
As I was sitting there about to say, you kind of did this, and I was like, I know you. I was like, Chris, shut up. He actually had a pretty good list, so I'm gonna shut up about what I was about to say.
Yeah, when I did the list, I was like surprised I didn't have any vampire movies on there.
When I think creatures, I would think werewolves before vampires.
Yeah, but werewolves and vampires for the most part kind of go hand in hand.
So I believe I said for our next upcoming top 10, we're gonna swap it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm always doing the hating on this show,
yeah,
saying how much I hate certain things, and you usually do your top 10s. So now you're gonna be doing a hashtag Dave hates.
All right.
And as I was thinking, I came up with one. I was like, all right, so Dave, you are going to have, it's gonna be hashtag Dave hates good movies.
Good movies.
So you have to tell me, you're gonna have to do some homework. You have to tell me your top 10 horror movies that you hate that are certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's gonna be tough.
So certified fresh, I'd say that would have to be be 60 or above on the old tomato meter. So the public likes them, or the critics like them and everything, but you can't bring yourself to like them.
Yeah.
So that is going to be hashtag Dave hates good movies. Plus, I was also thinking more of a title, trying to think of like, all right, what am I going to have? Dave hates, and I was like, all right, how about Dave hates good movies? It would be a good little thing for people to be like, oh, why does Dave hate good movies? Let's see this. That will be coming up soon.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you guys listening. Have a good week.
Take it easy, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Body Bag Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment as to what you'd like to hear us review, or any horror movie topics you'd like to hear us rant and rave about.
And while you're at it, you can find us on Twitter at BodyBagPod and on Instagram at BodyBagPodcast.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.